This Uinta Golf Open Championship update is brought to you by Mountain Land Supply, Zions Bank, Black Desert Resort, Hoops Vision, and Siegfried and Jensen. And now, Real Golf Radio's Bob Casper.
All right, everybody, welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Fun show so far. Brett McMurphy from the Action Network just, it doesn't make you feel great like the ACC is suddenly going to, oh, no, we lost Florida State. Oh, Clemson, they're going to the Big 12.
You want my opinion on this? Real quick, my hot take?
Yeah.
This Florida State-Clemson thing is a nothing burger.
See, in my mind, it's almost like I actually am on the side of these other conferences that, like, we don't want to touch these guys. Because there's the part where it's and it might be a nothing burger, like you're saying, just because the money is not even close to being able to be touched or getting out of the grant rights, all that. But when you express, in their case, like you think Utah and Arizona State are kind of doing the, we don't really think the Big 12 is good enough for us. If you feel like that's happening with Utah and Arizona State, Arizona, and Colorado, these other teams are like, we will bake into our contract that we are not going to be there for very long if another conference comes calling. It's crazy. Yeah, it would basically be we don't want to be here, but you're welcome to have us for a moment. And yes, you'll love us for being there for a moment. All right, joining us on the program right now as we get you ready for the Open Championship firing up. Would be way early tomorrow from Royal Troon. Bob Casper joining us, Real Golf Radio, every Saturday right here on the KSL Sports Zone, 8 to 10 right here in the mornings. Good time for you to be able to dial in and get it going because Bob and BT do such a phenomenal job. How does Royal Troon stack up, Bob, with the other courses that we see the Open Championship being hosted by?
You know, it's a great golf course. It's 7,400 yards. Just a typical links-style golf course, but everything depends on the weather there. If you don't get any weather and things are pretty benign, then you're going to see scores like were shot the last time they played here at Royal Troon when Henrik Stenson shot 20 under par. But for the most part, the scores have been somewhere between about 10 and 14 under par. And so I would expect if they've got weather, which it doesn't look like they're going to have much, and the golf course is really, really green right now because they've had a lot of rain in the months coming up to the Open Championship. But I would expect for it normally to come in that 10 to 14 range, but it might be even better than that.
For the casuals out there, how does this links course play as opposed to a normal golf course would be used to here in the United States? What are the differences? What are the challenges?
Okay, so links compared to what we call parkland, okay? Parkland is you play the ball in the air higher, and most of golf courses on parkland are lined by trees, hence the name parkland. When you've got links, that's the land that is between the farmland and the ocean. That's what they call the links area. And links golf courses are relatively flat. You can run the ball on the ground a lot more. And so it's a different style of golf for what we know over here in the United States. And, it's totally different. It's really cool to be able to hit some shots or hit some putts from 50 yards off a green. You can hit a putter and roll it because the fairways almost roll as fast as the greens do.
Bob, when you see the field, how does this compare to, other Open Championships or other majors maybe we've seen in recent years? Is this a competitive top to bottom kind of spread across, the entrance to these, or is the golf getting not just better, but is there good parity in golf, so to speak? We have that in other sports where we're like, oh, it's going to be good. I remember tuning in last week at the Scottish Open. I'm like, there's 11 guys in fourth place at one point. Is that just a testament to how good everybody is kind of across the entire roster of these majors now?
Well, it is. It is from the standpoint that, when Tiger Woods was around, the guys just turned the golf world on its ear, and all the guys that were playing against him felt like they were playing for second all the time. Well, Scotty Scheffler has built up such a big league, but Scotty Scheffler's more like one of the guys. He's not the persona or the figure that a Tiger Woods was. So even though he's got that big lead, guys still think and feel that they have a chance. And so having said that, you've got all these guys that are the top 10, top 20 in the world, and they're all playing really, really good golf right now. You've got Rory, that finished second at the U.S. Open, and he just played his first event last week at the Scottish Open, and he fared well. You got Scotty Scheffler playing well, but this is a new type of golf for him. He's played the British Open, 3 times, and hasn't done great, but, he was playing better. He's playing better this year than he was in the years previous. Then you got Xander Schauffele, who plays well. He's got a bunch of top fives recently in majors and also in the British Open Championship. Tony Finau's got a few top fives in British Open Championships as well, and he's been playing great as of late. So, they just keep coming. The guys that are playing really, really good right now, it's almost like nothing phases them, and they're ready to jump right in the fray and get in the mix of everything.
You mentioned a lot of big names there. Who do you think is going to get it done this weekend?
Wow. It's hard. It's pretty hard to bet against Scotty Scheffler. But I'm really kind of feeling there's a couple I'm feeling. I'm really kind of feeling Xander Schauffele to get his second major this year. And then the other one I'm thinking about is also Collin Morikawa. He's playing some really good golf right now. He's already won a British Open championship a few years back. And he controls his ball really, really well. And then an outlier, I would throw in Tony, because Tony has played so well as of late. I don't think he's finished out of the top 10 in his last 4 starts.
Tony's also pretty good at the British Open historically as well. What is it about his game that is it that length and kind of you're kind of allowed to be a little bit more? Does that long ball really work for him that well in these courses? I was watching a video earlier. I don't know. I'm one of those guys that on Instagram, all of my Instagram stories are recipes or golf stuff. And so it's like I watched a guy today take a golf ball, and he was standing in the rough at Royal Troon. He goes, here's what you're facing in the rough at Royal Troon. And he dropped the ball, and it disappeared immediately. Not even into the tall side. It was even stuff laying down. It fluffed right into the stuff laying down, too. And I thought, man, that is a tough place to play. But why does Tony do so well there?
Well, I think first of all, there's a couple of things. Yes, he is long. But this is not a long hitter's golf course, okay? Having said that, the guys that are longer have to realize and figure out how to dial it back a little bit more so they can hit it in the fairway more. Last year when Brian Harman won, Brian Harman is not a long hitter. When he won at Royal Liverpool, all the guys were trying to take advantage of that golf course and hit drivers off the tee, and they were hitting it in the pot bunkers. So guys that can hit it back a little bit from the pot bunkers and keep it out of trouble will have a better chance. And then the other thing that Tony does is he hits his ball down. He doesn't get it up in the air. So if there's any wind or any rain, he can take advantage of that because he's able to keep his ball down. So that's why I think he'll probably play well this week. And hopefully he doesn't try to push the situation or to be too aggressive to get the ball up the fairway too much to where then he gets himself in trouble with blind tee shots and fairway bunkers or pot bunkers.
Bob Casper, he and BT, Brian Taylor, of course, bringing you Real Golf Radio every Saturday right here on the KSL Sports Zone. 8 to 10 a.m. right here on your dial. And, of course, it's going to be a good one this weekend. We'll be getting in the weekend at that point. We'll be a good chunk of the way through, almost all the way through Saturday, heading into the last day there. So we're excited about it, as usual. We'll chat with you again on Friday, Bob. We're always looking forward to it, man.
Sounds good. And golf's going to start tonight, probably about 12 o'clock.
I'm one of those
midnight. So.
I'm one of those weirdos that you do it for your job, Bob, but I just freaking love it, man. I get dialed in. It's
especially
so much fun
over there.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
It's hard to avoid. Well, thanks for guiding us through it. We appreciate it. There
Thanks,
you go,
Bob
Casper, and there you go. I have a hard time because what happens is I'm up late anyway. JJ, you're kind of the same way.
He's talking about it being early for people. That's perfect for me.
No, it's the kind of thing where I'm like,
I'm looking for something to do at midnight.
I know.
I'm going to be getting done. I got a sportscast that ends about 10:35. I got to pack up my stuff, check a few notes. I'll be out of here by 10:45. Pulling the house at 11:15. I'm jacked up. I got adrenaline running. I'm looking for something to do. I got to watch the British Open when I get home. That's exciting.
I'm there. I'll be doing the same thing. This Jazz Summer League game suddenly getting. They've been up by.
They were up double digits, and now they're down 6. It's a 9-0 run.
They're up 6.
It's a 9-0 run for the Raptors. And 2 minutes left. That'll help.
I know, as if we care. I couldn't tell you. No, Filipowski's on the floor, isn't he? Pretty sure he is.
Yes.
Yeah, other than that, I'm like, who's number 42? Checks notes.
Still don't know.
Yeah, still don't know. That's all right. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We got more to go. We'll come back. We've got more to go. When we return, 97.5 EKSL Sports Zone.